18-year-old Gabby was such a nightmare. Welcome back! I actually have a friend from college coming this week, and it got me thinking about stories that happen in college, and I've touched on a few of them, but it reminded me of the one time that I almost got arrested, so I'm just gonna jump right into that really quick. Here's the skinny. My freshman year of college, there was this thing called the G20 convention. At the time, I had no idea what that was, and I'm very proud to say that I still have no idea what that is, but I'm pretty sure the gist of it was the president of the United States of America, who was Obama, was coming to Pittsburgh for some type of convention or something to give a speech. I don't know, I really don't. I couldn't be bothered to Google any of this. This is all happening really, really early in my first year of college, first semester. There's signs and there's posters plastered everywhere. Hey, during this time, there's gonna be a lot of really scary riots. If we're gonna party, you know, stay within the dorms. Don't go to frat parties, don't go to mixers, don't go to bars, everybody stay put. They tried to set up these little, really lame parties in the dorms. So it was like telling a bunch of college students, hey, opt out of that super cool themed party that you were gonna go to with a bunch of hot guys. Instead, come hang out in the lounge and we'll have pizza and board games. They were just really concerned for our safety, and I had no idea why. I'm like, why are people rioting? What is everybody so mad about? And I kept asking everyone, like, yo, are you rioting? And they're like, no, why would I riot? And I'm like, I don't know. Apparently they really think we're gonna riot. So obviously I ignore every warning and I go out into the wilderness. So it's the morning of the convention. This is when all of these riots are supposed to be happening. I go outside on Forbes Avenue and there are rows and rows and rows and rows of SWAT teams. All these riot squads with pepper spray and rubber bullets and huge shields. Look all around. Zero riots. Like, there is nothing going on. They prepared so much for all these riots and nothing is happening. But every time we try to go outside to just, you know, I don't know, live our lives, they yell at us to go back inside. So one night I did end up going out. Now this is when I was, again, a college freshman. At this point, I never really drank in my life at all, much less drank in excess. But at this point, I was trying to be really, really, really cool. I was never cool in high school. I never went to parties. I never drank. And I was like, you know what? This is gonna be a whole new Gabby. I was trying to get people to call me GJ, which was so weird. Obviously having an identity crisis, and I go to this party. Since I never drank before, really, I didn't understand how alcohol worked, so they kept just giving me shots and shots and shots, and I didn't realize that at some point you're supposed to stop drinking. So I drank a lot. And it was very bad. And let this be a lesson to you. Like, I'm not gonna get all preachy and say don't drink. If you're going to drink underage or of age, drink responsibly, because blacking out is not safe. It's not cool. It's not fun. You know when it's a really bad time to get really, really drunk for the first time? When you have to walk a mile from the frat house to your dorm room in the middle of the G20 convention. At this point, as far as I can see, there's still no riot. I was very, very drunk, so this part is very fuzzy, but I remember there's cops everywhere. I am 18 years old and I am faced. Like, not a little bit drunk, not a little bit tipsy. I can't walk straight. I'm trying to talk and I sound like a toddler. I look like a toddler too. It's not good. And then it gets a whole lot worse. It becomes very apparent to me that I am about to throw up a lot. Now, up until this point, the last I had thrown up was when I was a child and I was bleeding to death and I kept throwing up blood, a lot of blood. So my most recent and very vivid memory of vomiting is vomiting blood, bleeding to death, and almost dying. I had the biggest fear of throwing up. I avoided it at all costs. I would lay in bed still for days over getting up and just letting myself throw up. That's how strong my opposition to vomiting was. But at this point, I'm wasted. I really can't help it at all. In the middle of all of these SWAT teams and police officers and dogs, I start puking in a bush, clearly underage, clearly under the influence. And because I'm drunk and because I'm not thinking clearly, I think that this vomiting means that I am bleeding to death. So now, in between yakking, I am sobbing and praying for my life. Pretty much screaming, I don't want to die, I'm sorry. So I have my new sorority sisters, the sorority that I literally just joined, looking at me like, what did we do? And this sounds like fake, but I swear, it is so real. This police helicopter comes over me, shines that big helicopter beam onto me, and they start speaking over the thingy, stand up straight with your hands up. I know I'm not one to speak, but that's a little dramatic, don't you think? So I am now vomiting, sobbing, thinking I'm going to die. Helicopter spotlight on me, yelling at me over the sky. The officer comes up as I'm puking and he's like right here. He's like, what's wrong? Why are you crying? And they're telling the officers, she's just sick. She's just sick. So quick in my drunk Gabby brain, I was like, what is the thing that I can tell this officer to get him off my back? And I said, and my boyfriend cheated on me and somehow, miraculously, this worked. Because as soon as I said that to the officer, he was like, oh. Wanted nothing to do with the drunk crazy girl sobbing about her ex-boyfriend, but just to seal the deal as he's walking away. I'm like, he cheated on me. He's disgusting. So then he says, just make sure you get her home safe. And I'm like, thank you. Okay, I guess that's the type of day we're having. So yeah, dodged a bullet on that one. The cops were so aggressive for no damn reason. One time I was just walking home to my dorm and I was walking up the stairs, and as I was walking into my building, this officer starts yelling, get back in your dormitory right now! And like, even though I was on my way there, because he told me to, it made me not want to go in. I didn't want him to think that I was doing it just because he's being an ass. I was afraid. And he had a dog and he legit sicked his dog on me, and the dog was like chasing me up the stairs, and then I screamed and he finally was like, chill, as this dog was about to eat me. Like, that's a little bit much, right? Honestly, that thing was a mess. There was so much police brutality, and it was just so crazy because I remember they made this huge deal about be safe, there's gonna be rioters, they're going to hurt you. However, these police were brutally beating people. I would walk down the street, no rioters, but a load of police hitting students. I remember at one point this girl was riding her bike and out of nowhere this officer just grabbed her and just like threw her. I remember there were a bunch of students in Shenley, which is this little place where a bunch of people would sit, and they just started firing rubber bullets into the crowd. There was tear gas, a lot of tear gas. There was pepper spray, all for no damn reason. At one point, I remember there was this kid sitting on the curb and this officer came up to him, grabbed him, and slammed his face into the cement. There were all of these loud, piercing sirens, and then these really menacing announcements that were like, this is an unlawful assembly, and if you don't disperse, you will be subject to something action.
I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly. I order all those assembled to immediately disperse. Injury to those who remain. No matter what your purpose is, you must leave. If you do not disperse, you may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Absolute worst though was there are these stairs going up to this building called David Lawrence, and there's this glass tunnel and then stairs on either end. So we're in the stairwell just going up trying to get across campus, and there was an officer at the top of the stairs and he was yelling, everybody go down the stairs, the stairwell's closed. And then everybody turns around and they're trying to get to the bottom, and then there's somebody at the bottom, and that officer's saying, there's no exit here, go up to the top. So then we went back up, and then the officer at the top was like, go down. So I don't know if they're just unaware of each other or if they're just playing games and looking for excuses to yell at and hurt students. But after a few minutes, they decide to just tear gas the entire stairwell. So now there's an entire stairwell of students coughing, their eyes like bleeding basically, and the officers are still just yelling. It was just a whole bunch of hot mess. The students did towards the end start to riot, and they our campus up. I remember going out onto Forbes Avenue and it legit felt like the apocalypse because there were barely any people. All of these windows are shattered. There were bullet holes in the campus police station. Like, these SWAT teams were just end to end on the street, walking forward, pushing students out of the street. And then a bunch of kids would just be outside sitting on the lawn or waiting outside of the cathedral waiting for class. And these cops would come and be like, this is an unlawful assembly. And then just open up these cans of tear gas and chuck them into the crowd. There were people passing out, people throwing up. I remember people's eyes were swollen for days. It was so extra. So yeah, that's my story with police brutality, almost getting arrested, being a drunk idiot. Let me know in the comments if you have any experiences with police brutality or injustice like that. Give this video a thumbs up, and it's time for Showstopper of the Week. Showstopper of the Week is Sam. Her Twitter says, goal to be Showstopper. I mean, if you just look at her page, the girl favorites, if you just look at her page, the girl likes and retweets all my tweets, always in my Instagram feed, liking my photos, and she actually sent me this adorable little wishbone necklace that I wear almost every single day, which makes me so happy. So thank you, Sam. Make sure to go tweet her and tell her hello. If you want to be Showstopper of the Week, just make sure you're very active on my social media. You have my post notifications turned on. That's all I have for you today. As always, I love you very much. Thank you for being a part of my family, and I'll see you next time.
Fuck the police coming straight